Do you believe in ghosts? What about ghost fans? Let's find out if they're real. Hey there, I'm Brandon. Welcome to ADHD Game Dev. So glad to have you here. I want to talk about this idea of, you'd more accurately call it survivorship bias in the way that you're talking to your audience. Survivorship bias means you're only listening to the success data points and not the fail data points. There may be a whole data set you didn't even hear from. Okay, what's that mean? Example, if somebody says, I won the lottery and you can too, you know that's not true because there's a lot more people who don't win the lottery than the one guy who did, right? Right. Please tell me you do. On the other hand, if we bring this into the game universe, I saw a game dev and he was working on this puzzle game, kind of a cozy game with tiles, and it was nice, and the fans liked it, and he thought, you know what, I don't think this is going to get as large of an audience as it might. It's just another puzzle game. Frankly, I think he was probably right. It's not going to get that big of an audience. So he started messing with it and adding in some elements of spooky mystery, paranormal surrealism, and kind of surprise the player. So they're going in playing a tile game and then boo, kind of a jump scare. And what happened was the people that he showed it to that were following the game said, don't like it. And he listened to their advice and decided to go back to the original build. Might have been a good call, but the problem was that he was asking the same player base to respond to a new game. You get me? So the people come in wanting to play a cozy game, and then he says, hey, how do you like this kind of a thriller horror game? And they say, no, we don't like that. But he never got to ask the invisible players, the ghost players, the ones out there that he never got to speak to who would have loved the horror game. Sorry to have a horror and a ghost thing. It's just the metaphor sort of crossed. Anyway, the point being is that there might be 1,000 people who like the cozy game, and 10,000 people who would have liked the horror game, 10,000 people that he never asked because he was listening to the other data set. He was asking the cozy game players if they would like the horror game, and of course they didn't. So he's listening to this positive feedback, say, hey, go back to the other, we like the other. You might be getting positive feedbacks to death. You might have missed out on an entire audience of players who never got the chance to play your game because you never asked them. Right? So how do we avoid this? How do you approach it? I think one way is going to be careful about which group you're showing your game to, and to be aware of when your game is kind of in flux. If you tell your audience I'm making a cozy game and then you present them a horror game, don't be surprised if you get a negative reaction. You probably need to find a new audience on a different platform and ask a completely different audience what they think about it. You might find out that the new game build really takes off like a rocket, even more than your original game build, but you'll never know if you keep asking the same audience about the new game, right? So you've really got to segment out your data and make sure that you're asking a different audience. The only way your current audience is going to really be there for you and be a fan of your game is if it's an incremental developmental kind of a thing and you want to keep their enthusiasm for the thing that you're working on. But if you're ready to make a major departure and change directions, you're not going to be able to ask the same group because you've already biased your audience. Okay, I hope that helps you. I hope that you have some ideas. What do you think? Is a cozy puzzle game something more that you'd want to play and do a matching and tile game, or do you think you'd want to be doing a matching tile? And boo! Do you believe in ghosts? I'll catch you around next time. I hope that you will be awesome.